How about them Devils, right? Upsetting number 16 Utah last night at home, 27-19 the final. With this run, Cam Skattebo becomes the nation's second leading rusher, folks, trailing only the Heisman favorite from Boise State, right? Scat had 158 yards on the ground. Only sprint more exciting. How about these students running from the stands to storm the field? Jake Garcia in the middle of it all.
A year ago, ASU got its doors blown off by Utah. 1 year later, that same door has been kicked down. Kenny Dillingham announcing his program's arrival after his first win against a ranked opponent. Sun Devils stunned the Utes and moved to 5-1. A Sun Devil stampede was the scene post-game. An upset of Utah led to a trampling of the turf. Head coach Kenny Dillingham says it's now a core memory.
Absolute chaos. I mean, all of a sudden I was shaking coach's hand, and then there was, thousands of people on the field swarming around us. And it was awesome, though. That's what college sports is about.
ASU had lost 4 in a row to Utah, but Friday night was different. They made super senior Cam Rising look like Cam Rusty. The Utah quarterback had missed a month with a hand injury, and the Sun Devil defense smelled blood in the water.
Before the game, I kind of visualized things, making plays and things that I'm going to do, so when they happen, I'm not too surprised.
Linebacker Caleb McCullough made a spot start, and he made the most of it. 12 tackles, 2 interceptions, one which iced the game. Running back Cam Skattebo did his part for the offense.
We just beat number 16 in the country, so who says we can't beat anybody else?
Skattebo skirted for 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. He made his mark in the final stages of the game, where an over-the-shoulder catch on 3rd down extended the drive and prefaced the game-clinching score.
Guys are playing for each other, and it's a whole different football team than it was last year.
Even backup quarterback Jeff Sims had a moment. Thrust into the game when Sam Levitt left with an injury, he responded with his first Sun Devil score. Dillingham said it summed up the performance perfectly.
Big reason we're winning football games is because we play hard, we play with passion, and I want guys who bite, not guys who bark.
ASU really did both in Friday's win. They felt counted out, and they've kept the receipts.
We were picked to win 4 games this year, so a lot of Sun Devil fans obviously picked the over in Vegas, right? For those of you guys who won, put that money back into the collective, right? Because you get to celebrate these wins, you get to have another cold one with your friends, you get to have great Saturday nights. That should be enough.
ASU now has everybody in full-on belief mode. One fan sign read, "Kennything is possible." Kenny himself isn't ready for the crown quite yet. He said his team is used to responding to adversity. We'll now see how they respond to success. Reporting in Tempe, Jake Garcia, 12 Sports.
Thanks a lot, Jake. I absolutely love that line from Kenny. Time to bring on our insider, Doug Franz, host of the Doug Franz Unplugged podcast. Throw it now. Dougie, I think you and I both bet around this win total when it came to ASU. They're going to smash that, at least is what it seems like. When you were watching last night, give me a big picture. What was coming to mind as you were just seeing the celebration unfold out there in Tempe?
I would say the one word I thought of was impossible. That impossible. You cannot understand the devastation caused by Herm Edwards and Ray Anderson to this program. And waiting 3 years to find out what is the NCAA going to do. And in a year and a half to be at this point under Kenny Dillingham, it's not possible, and yet we're here.
But it's possible because of people like Kenny and Graham Mercini, Doug Tammer, all those guys over there, and a team that is clearly buying into everything they're selling.
When I say it's impossible, I'm talking about the history of college football teams. And this is a collection where you should be on the ASU hype train right now. It's for real, and they are playing fantastic football. And what I see the guys buying in for each other, it's incredible. And then, of course, you have highlights like a Cam Skattebo playing the way he's playing.
Yeah, we'll get to Cam in just a moment. 6 games left for ASU, 4 of them on the road, of course. Are they legitimate title contenders? Let's get it out of the way. We want to win titles here, Doug. Can they compete for a Big 12 title?
Absolutely, they can compete. Now, if you're asking me, do I think they're going to make the Big 12 title game? I admit I don't, but there's a chance. I mean, of course, you can't be sitting at 5-1 overall and 2-1 or 3-1 in the conference and not have an opportunity to compete. So yes, they're in the competition. They don't play Iowa State this year, so that's going to help them out. But they end the season with K-State, BYU, and U of A. That's a little bit of a gauntlet. So you got to win your next 2 against 2 teams that aren't expected to do much the rest of the way.
All right,
UC and Oklahoma State.
Yeah, we talked about Cam Skattebo, second in the nation in rushing. fitting when you see him kind of run the football, but how much credit should he get, Doug, for kind of taking the pressure off for Sam Levitt and really this entire offense? Like, he's carried the workload for the Sun Devils. This run was incredible.
I would give you two reasons when I look at that. Let's look at number one, the play action pass. It gives a lot of an easier read for Sam Levitt when he knows I can fake the handoff because every linebacker in the world is coming up to stop the run. Secondly, it opens up the field because you're having more 2nd and 6s, 2nd and 4s, 3rd and 2s. So now the playbook is so open, you can do anything you want, and a freshman quarterback's job is easier. It doesn't matter what, I'll say a senior quarterback's job is easier with a running back like Scat.
Real quick, when you look at this team, what do you think they're doing well?
Wow. What I think they're doing well is not trying to be heroes. No one is playing hero ball. The quarterback's getting it to who's open based on reads. Scat is attacking like crazy, and the coaches are calling plays that they know that they can execute. It's simplistic football, and they're just smashing people in the face. They're a physical football team.
And the Valley's activated, right?
I would hope so, but if they haven't been, what else are you doing?
Sure.
And I would say even further, if you're a parent who has a chance for a kid to go somewhere, why wouldn't you play for Kenny Dillingham?